Alrighty, I guess we are live. Welcome to our hangout today, to the Internet Marketing Freaks here. And my name is Thomas, and I got John with me here from Boston. And how are you doing today, John?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me here. Great to be a part of this team.
That's good, John. You're welcome. And Maus, how are you doing down in Hamburg, in Germany?
How guys, I'm doing well. It's quite hot here. Summer has come and we have like 30 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it's I'm sweating. So but I'm happy to be here to meet you guys and to talk about some exciting stuff. And let's rock and roll.
Yeah, that's great, Maus, and I think well we are in a way pretty close to each other, and the heat is definitely up here too in Denmark. So very nice and a little hot, but it's nice. It's summertime, and but we have some exciting stuff we want to talk about today. We want to share with you guys out there watching the Hangout, because I don't know, John, it's a couple of weeks ago you found a video with Frank Kern, and I guess most people watching this will know who he is, so you can Google him. He is a pretty successful guru in internet marketing, and he has done some pretty crazy stuff over the years. And John found this video with him, and it was actually, to me, it was really interesting. I thought it was awesome to actually get to know Frank a little better. He's pretty honest in the video, and it actually turns out he had some personal struggle for a while, and was not really happy, and he need to find out or kind of wanted to do something. So he tried this exercise about describing your perfect average day. How would that look like, and what will be happening in a day that will be like a perfect day for you? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's I guess we're not going to go into the details. So we put a link to the video with Frank Kern, and he's doing an excellent job there explaining like why he did all this, and like a lot of questions and a lot of taking you through a lot of steps how you can describe your perfect day. And maybe we should start out with you, John. I have a feeling you are actually start doing the exercise and writing something down, or how is that going?
I have, Thomas. Ever since I ran across Frank's video, I mean, I've been kind of online here for nearly 7 years, and with online market, I've been involved in network marketing for 35 years, so I've been around this industry for quite some time. There's definitely a different way to do business when you're doing it offline, the old conventional, old school methods. I mean, they work very well, but you really need you really need to have a really strong reserve, and you have to have a really tough skin, to kind of go through the old methods and find success. Using online methods and technology is definitely, it allows you to let technology really do the heavy lifting, where really all you need to do is just connect with people and stuff, and make it, and make a success of yourself, and reach your goals. But the thing about Frank Kern is, Frank's been around a long time, and this guy has made millions and millions and millions of dollars. He's probably considered, I mean, I don't know whether he's the top online marketer in the world, but he's definitely got to be one of the top 100. And that's, considering that there are millions of marketers out there, I think that kind of puts him in a class by himself. The thing that really caught my attention about Frank is the fact that here's this guy making all this money and all this success. I mean, he had the nice homes, he had the nice cars. I mean, you look at the guy, I mean, he has it all going on. And then you discover that he's really not happy. Here it is. I mean, you figure, I mean, all of us, when we first get involved in any business, be it offline or online, we're all essentially chasing a dollar. I mean, we want to make some money. That's why we're here. But there's really more to it once you really start making money. And Frank Kern's video that you'll see, we have it posted on our Freaks fan page, so please go check it out. It's almost 2 hours long, but I'm sure these guys will agree with me by saying that it's really worth every minute. And once you watch it once, I kind of strongly suggest you kind of go back and watch it again. And this time grab a few notes, because what he really went on to share is the fact that even with all the success, you know, he was miserable. He was unhappy. And the reason he discovered he was is because he really entered the business kind of really from the wrong end of the tunnel. He was looking at the money and the lifestyle and all that, and he eventually got all that. But what he ended up doing is that he just kind of he had this epiphany one day. He just kind of sat down with himself, and he was just asking himself questions. Why am I not happy? I mean, what's going on? And that's where it kind of came to him that maybe he just he really needed to sit down and figure out what his ideal life would look like. And when you're thinking about your entire life, you're talking about a large span of years. You really got to narrow it down. What would like maybe the best 10 years look like, or maybe the best year, or the best month, or the best day? And that's really kind of what it comes down to. If you can really crystallize in your mind what your ideal day would look like, then you'll be able to figure out exactly what's really important to you, why you're really out there, busting your butt doing all this work, dealing with all the issues and challenges that you're gonna run into all the time when you're doing this. So I mean, it's when you finally got a better idea of what you're after, it's I mean, you'll have a much greater chance of success. So what I did is I kind of took it to heart. And I'm one of these guys. Sometimes I don't always apply things that I learned, but this looked like it was something that I had better kind of focus on. I mean, I've had a pretty good amount of success in my life offline, primarily because I had a conventional business, but online I have yet to get reach the goals that I'm really shooting for. So I figured I would try Frank's experiment. So what I did is this is you have to understand when you're writing out your perfect day, and I do recommend writing it out. There's something about writing down goals, ideas, thoughts. When you kind of get things down on paper, you can put the paper away for some minutes or a few hours or even a few days and kind of go back to it, and it ends up being a work in progress. Every time you look at it, your mind kind of stretches a little bit. You might change a few of the variables or whatnot, and you'll start to crystallize really what an ideal day might look for you. So what I did is I kind of broke it down to actually just maybe a 30-minute period of time in my day. Now, I'm one of these guys that sleeps very little. If I get 6 hours of sleep a day, that's a lot. I spend anywhere from I must spend at least 12 hours a day on the computer 7 days a week. It's because I love what I do, and that's why the three of us, and we also have another partner, Gail. We've partnered up because we really, really enjoy what we're doing. So what I did is I kind of wrote down, and so I've got like a sheet there. I know you guys won't be able to really see this, but it's kind of printed out a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you kind of what Frank's message is all about. And this is a work in progress. It's nowhere near complete, and I don't think it will ever really be complete. You can always add more adjectives and more flowery words and thoughts, whatever it is that comes to mind, but this is what I've got so far. My ideal morning: as I open my eyes and look over at the clock on the nightstand, I see it's 5:02 a.m. I'm thinking to myself, grateful again for another day, another morning of life. I really enjoy early mornings. They're quiet and peaceful. As I lay here awake, just feeling good and warm and cozy under my comforter, a feeling of true contentment comes over me. The sun hasn't even begun to rise yet. The curtains in my bedroom are drawn, but I can still see that it's dark outside. I reach over to my nightstand and touch my lamp. I have one of these touch sensitive, when you touch it, the power comes on, you touch it again, it can shut it off. So I just touch it once so that a low-level light appears so that my eyes will adjust. So I look around my clean, organized bedroom. I take a deep inhale through my nose and smell the freshness of clean linens, and again, I'm grateful for these beautiful surroundings. I think about how fortunate I am to own this beautiful condo in the Cabot Estates. This happens to be a gated community that's near the home that I live in right now. It's, you know, a gated community kind of tells you where it is. It's right near a nice pond, and nobody can just drive in and raise hell in the neighborhood. You have to kind of go through some security gates before you do it. So I just like the fact that, you know, all of my raving fans will just have to, like, you know, scream from the outside on the street. You know, they just can't get in. So I love the fact that it's spacious enough, yet feels cozy somehow. Multiple levels of living have always appealed to me. This particular condo, just to expand here, is multi-level. It's 4 levels. You come in through a main level where you have a living room, dining, kitchen area, and it's all open to each other. You can see everything everywhere, no matter where you stand in that space. You walk up 1 level, and it's about half the floor space of the first, with a railing where you can look down, almost like a loft type idea, where you can look down onto the living room area and the dining area, and you can see like the rear sliding glass doors that'll show you the back deck and the beautiful manicured lawn in the back. Go up 1 more level, and that's my private bedroom area. You know, master bath, sitting area. I've got my treadmill up there. If I'm too lazy to walk down into my workout room, I can just jump on that and then just jump right in the shower if I choose. Now, if you walk back down to the main level, you go down 1 more level, and that's the media room and the exercise room. And it's actually an extra guest bedroom should somebody want to spend the night. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of, you know, where I am focusing on living next. So then what I'll do is I'll walk downstairs to the main level into the kitchen, and I make myself a cup of coffee. And while I'm waiting for the coffee to, you know, machine to be ready, I go over to the rear window, over to the rear glass sliding doors. I, you know, open up the curtains, and I look and I can see the sun rising in the distance. I put on some soft jazz music. I happen to like jazz music, guys. And as the music is playing, I go and I prepare myself a cup of coffee. I go into my refrigerator and I grab a container of freshly cut up fruit. And as I enjoy my coffee, I enjoy some fresh fruit at the same time. And that's about all I'm going to read right now. But what the whole idea behind this, and I'm sure each of us have their own idea. For me, my ideal situation is I wake up and I own my own business. I own my own time. I've owned my own business for many, many years, so I kind of know what the feeling of that is. But the only problem is, in the past, my business owned me. I used to work 100-hour weeks, you know, 365, you know, days a year, and it just went on and on and on. My business really owned me. My goal this time is to work as much as I want, or not at all if I choose. You know, live in an environment that I really want to live in, you know, surrounded by the people that I want around me. And I think that's what I kind of wish for anybody that's watching this. And the key really is to kind of sit down and figure out what your ideal day might be, or maybe what an ideal hour in your day might be. Who might you be talking to? You know, do you have a significant other? Do you have a spouse? Do you have children, grandchildren? I have grandchildren. So I mean, what's the ideal time, you know, look like for you? So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Thomas, since he's mediating, and I'm sure he'll hand it over to Morrows.
Yeah, well, thank you, John, and yeah, really inspiring to hear your story there, and I think you're really getting into it, and what I understand from Frank is that when you make this description of your perfect day, you really want to get into the details, and even get into describing what are you talking to different people about during the day. You know, if you have family or friends you meet for lunch, where do we go for lunch? What do we eat? What do we talk about? And so I think you're coming a long way with it, Jan, there, and it's going to be interesting to follow you to you get to nighttime when you're going to bed again. So I don't know about you, Maus. I'm not sure you have getting into writing exactly your day yet, but you want to share some thoughts about the movie?
Yeah. Well, I haven't written anything yet, but I have some notes. What kind of goals are important to me in my life. But sometimes what I do, I actually meditate, and you know, when there is a quiet minute, I just lie down and try to relax and just go over in my head over, you know, the day that I would like to have in my life in the future. people I want to meet, things I want to do. So this is actually the way how I am focusing myself on the future, or I try to focus on the future. I don't know, Thomas, if you want to share your ideal day, or we just because I also have something to say about marketing stuff, and I rewatched the video again today just before we started the hangout, just to refreshen my memory, and I was really inspired once again, because I forget it over and over again, how important it is, whatever you're trying to sell, or whatever you or whatever way you try to influence the people, how important it is to know exactly what kind of person you want to talk to, because Frank is talking about his Bob, and it's such an incredible way to know exactly what you can do in your market, and what kind of way to present whatever you have to offer. Because once you know the person, you are trying to influence in a way, it's so much easier to talk to this person. You just try to get into his shoes, and you instantly know what kind of things he's thinking about, and what kind of desires he's having. And once you know this, it's very easy way to start writing maybe your copy, maybe some script for your video, or some notes for your blog post. So I really believe this is for me actually this was a very crucial information. I must say I have known this for some months, for some years, but it was really good to remind myself that this is such an important thing to be sure about, and to not to forget. Back to you, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you, Maus. And yeah, I really like that part of the talk with Frank Kern too. And yeah, I learned about this for some time ago with the avatar. Some people call it. You have to describe your perfect avatar as your perfect customer. If you're running your own business like we are online, and so what I understand from Frank's exercise is that you make a description of your personal life, but you also make it what kind of job you have, what are you working with. And if you're not having your own business, you have a job in a company, then you can describe what kind of job, what are you doing, who are your colleagues, who is your boss, how do you talk to them, how do you interact with them. So it's not only for business owners, but it is both describing your personal life, but also your professional life, whatever you're working with. And I really agree with what we are doing with online business. Is really we can gain so much from getting better at really making a clear description of who do we want to market to. Because like you say, Morris, when we know who that is, we know what kind of message to put out there to interact with that person, And so that's really great you brought that up. And yeah, I haven't really got into exactly writing mine down yet, because I actually think there's a lot of stuff going on for me in the last few days personally, in a good way, that has been a little like I think I need a few days to figure out exactly what is going on. As we have made this Facebook page with Internet Marketing Freaks, and a lot of good stuff is going on there, and it just seems like a lot of pieces are getting together in my life, and finally seems to be moving in the direction I wanted to go. So, but I'm definitely gonna come back and start working more on, actually, like you said, John, where it's important to write it down, because that is kind of a way to work with your mind and your feelings and all that too. But I'm actually gonna share a little other thing with you that I think has actually a relevance for this video with Frank Kern, because I just finished the book Law of Attraction, and probably a lot of you out there know about it. Maybe some of you have read the book with what is it, Jerry and Esther Hinks, I think they're called, and in a way, it's probably like when you see the video with Frank Kern, he is a little like this personal development and all this voodoo kind of stuff. He is not really that sure about if he actually want to believe it, but it seems to be working for him. So somehow he need to understand that something is happening when you put your mind in a certain direction. But what the law of attraction is about, that you want to put your thought and your feelings towards what you want. So when you describe your perfect day, you have to want that. It's not really, from my point of view, it's not really possible to write down a perfect day without it's something that you really want. And if you can, when you write it down and you have this thinking about it, if you can put some emotion into it, like, then I think it's going to be even more powerful. And also a few things I talk about in the end of the book is what is your intention and what is your clarity. Like the more intention, like, and the more clarity, like more clear and more right on the point you can get, the better it is. If you believe in like law of attraction and all this with energy, and we are the creator of our own life. But that is actually what Frank was doing with his exercise. He created his own perfect day, and things start happening in his life where a lot of these things just somehow start happening. And so it seems like there's something out there that we can tap into, and it can make a big difference. And so I think if some of you guys watching this and you find this interesting and you haven't read the book Law of Attraction, I would really recommend it. And or if it's a long time since you've done it, it's always good to read good books up to like a lot of times, because you learn new stuff all the time. But I think what Frank's exercise is a little about is kind of law of attraction, is that you describe what you really want in life, and somehow your mind or your energy is going to go in that direction. And it's just it's just fascinating in a way. And even when you see people like Frank, who was actually in our world, I think at that point he was really successful, and when he did this exercise, his income just went to the roof like crazy, numbers. So I'm really sure this can be very important, and both in your personal life but also in your business. And like we have this our new page on Facebook, facebook.com/Internet Marketing Freaks. And you can there's a link there to the video with Frank Kern if you want to go and watch that. And you probably think that we call ourselves Internet Marketing Freaks, so we should be sitting here giving you tips on how you should make Facebook ads or SEO or something like that, And we already have done that, but we're also going to do a lot more of that. But I still think that what we are onto here on this Hangout today is if you skip this and don't take it seriously and don't pay any attention to it, you can probably spend years and years trying to learn all the technical stuff and try to be successful with internet marketing, and there might be a chance you'll have a really difficult time succeeding. So I still think this is really basic and really important, and can make such a big difference. Learning all the technical stuff, that's not that difficult, but you can have all the skills, but if you're thinking and your way you feel about your business and your customers and all that, and feel about yourself and your life, well, then things can get really difficult for you. So just a good advice for us here today on the Hangout. So I guess, John, we have been going on almost 25 minutes, so we should wrap it up pretty quickly. Maybe we got back on another Hangout, talk more about this, because it's a big subject, and it's also a very important subject. So, but John, you have some final thoughts you want to share?
Sure, just a real quick one is personal development is really the key. And I mean, everyone talks about it all the time, but it's kind of like, it goes over most people's head. you know, when you talk about, you know, reading books and listening to audios and, you know, just getting the mindset that you really need in order to succeed. A lot of people think that's crap. I happen to believe that. I happened to believe like that long ago. And even though I've been involved in this industry for a long time, I mean, I did all the reading and that kind of stuff, but I still, you know, it's kind of like, okay, I did this because I knew that was part of the job. I have to read, so I'm going to read. Okay, okay, I just read a book. Great. Now, I mean, how do I do this now? You know, and I kind of really didn't get it for a long time. And so Thomas is right. So is Maros. I mean, you know, the name of the game really is just you know, focus on feeling good. I think that was part of that was Frank Kern's message. I think you know, here's like a successful guy, and he just, you know, he felt miserable. So the name of the game is, okay, what's going to make me feel good? Think about all the things that could be happening. It's almost like if you walk into a restaurant and you could have anything you want. The waiter is really like the universe. You know, Thomas talks about law of attraction in the universe. Well, imagine that the universe is this waiter or waitress that's standing there. All you have to do is be specific. Okay? If you walk into a restaurant and tell the waiter or waitress, hey, bring me some food, well, yeah, I mean, they'll bring you something, but will it be what you want? So, I mean, the more specific you are, I mean, really detailed, emotional, just like Thomas said, you know, just really get into it. What would really give you joy and happiness? Find out what that is. Create a perfect day out of it. Start with a perfect minute, then the perfect hour, and then, you know, perfect half a day, or whatever. You know what I mean? Start small. Let that ball just kind of expand and expand and expand, and you'll really find why you're really in this. Everybody talks about the why. You really need to know what that is. Okay, Thomas.
Yeah. And thanks, John. And how about you, Maus? You have something you want to share in the end here?
Yeah, sure. I really believe that the key word here, John mentioned it, you, Thomas, mentioned it, is emotions. And I believe, because I know myself, in the past, I used to think about things I want, but sometimes there were no emotions. And sometimes I was thinking, why I want these things, you know? Why I want to be somewhere and have something. And sometimes it was just because I knew somebody who is more successful in the area I want to be successful, and he was having something or was in a certain place. And I told myself, okay, this is the thing I want because I want to have the same thing or be at the same place. But it's not true, because everybody is different. So you really need to, or anybody really needs to think what really brings me joy, you know, because you can tell to anybody, let's say your partner, I love you. And it can be without emotions. But what happens if you really love somebody, you say it with joy, with real love, you feel inside, I love you. It's completely different thing. It's completely different thing. So the closer to your goal you can get when your emotions are involved. So as the more emotions you have, you know, towards your goal, the better you will get at it. And you will be much more happier as well. So that's one thing. Another thing, just to connect the two concepts we're talking about, I was talking about Bob, and we were talking about describing your perfect day, let's say. If you can imagine, you find out who is your avatar, who is your Bob, and then you even try to imagine what Bob wants as a perfect day. And if you know Bob's perfect day he's dreaming about, you can sell, present, influence him almost anything, because you know him very well, and you might even know him better than he himself knows. So if you know Bob and you know what he's dreaming about, what is his perfect day, you know, then you can influence him very easily. I mean, in a good way. Of course, we talk in a good way. I mean, Frank is also mentioning in a funny way that we try to influence people, but you know, don't do it in a bad way. He's saying this funny thing, and I wanna just mention it, that he will influence. If you use his stuff in a bad way, he will influence you. That you will tattoo the word penis on your forehead. That's what he actually said in the video. So just watch the video, because it's really funny sometimes. So use it in a good way, and you are good to go. That's all from me, guys. Back to you, Thomas.
Yeah, thanks, Mars. And yeah, I was just thinking that the Frank actually got this equation, or what you call it in English, and you say that what we want is not money. A lot of us are running this hamster wheel to get the money, and it's never really gonna make us happy. So what we want in life is experience, and we want some good ones. We want something with some joy, some happy, some great feelings, and and then we want to work on our identity, because and have that again, a strong and good identity, because our communication is coming from our identity. So when we know Bob and we know what he likes and we know ourselves, and we are in the right energy or in the right state of mind, then the communication between you and Bob is going to be just spot on. And yeah, I'm sure when you get to that point, it's amazing how, in a way, easy it's going to be to sell stuff or influence or whatever you're into, you know. So it's important and a little deep subject today. I guess it's a little spooky maybe for some people, because it is not something you can just go down in the grocery store and buy a bag of something and then you got it, you know. It's something in your mind, and it's something with your thinking and the way you're feeling, and some of us need to work on this for a long time, maybe for the rest of our life, to really get to a great point with it, you know. But I think as long as you're on the right path, you know, and you start understanding how powerful this is, you are coming a long way, and some amazing stuff is going to happen pretty quickly. So really, really exciting, and yeah, just great hangout today, guys. I think we got a little deep today on some great subject here, and if some of you guys out there watching have some questions or want to contact us, so you can find us on our new Facebook page, facebook.com/Internet Marketing Freaks. I'm actually sure I put the link underneath my name here today, so you can see it there too. And we share yeah, some good stuff in there, and we try to share as much as we can, all that we learn, and we also going to post our hangouts in there. So if you want to watch more hangout with us, you know, that's where you can find the link, and we put a replay in there. You can watch it if you're at work or sleeping or whatever you're doing right now, and this is not the perfect time for you, then you can always get the YouTube video and watch it whenever it's perfect for you. So we hope you get some value from this today, and connect with us on Facebook if you want to do that. We would love to be friends with you and hang out and share some more ideas, and maybe you have some great stuff you can share with us that we can learn something from. That would be absolutely awesome. So thanks, guys, for being on the hangout today, and it was really awesome. I'm really excited about this, and I'm glad we got a little talk about it, because it's still a little maybe a little crazy in a way, in a good way, but it's something that you need people that you can talk to about it, to maybe get to the place where it really start happening for you, because some of it is a little crazy to maybe just work on it in your own head. So it's good to talk to you guys about it. And again, you guys out there watching, if you have any questions or you want to connect, then catch us on Facebook, and we will see you soon on another hangout. Maybe later this week, or at least Monday next week. I guess we will have another hangout. So thanks, guys, and see you guys out there. So bye-bye.
See you later.
Ciao, ciao.